Have you ever stopped to wonder why so many older adults seem to fade away before hitting 82, even when they looked perfectly fine just a few years ago? It's not usually heart disease, cancer, or some tragic accident. The truth is far quieter and far more ignored. I'm Dr. Mark, and for over 30 years, I've worked in men's health, not just helping seniors add years to their life, but life to their years. Through decades of experience, thousands of patients, and mountains of data, I've noticed something that most doctors completely miss. What if I told you that one of the most accurate predictors of how long you'll live after 60 isn't your blood pressure, cholesterol, or even how fit you are? No, it's something almost no one talks about. Something many seniors have quietly let go of. Not because they had to, but because of shame, fear, or misinformation. Today, I'm going to show you one of the most overlooked keys to living. Strong, sharp, and independent, not just into your 80s, but well into your 90s and beyond. The best part? No expensive pills, no intense workouts, no weird diets. The solution already exists inside you, just waiting to be reawakened. Stick with me, because in just a few moments, I'll walk you through a few simple but life-changing steps to revive your energy. And the final part of this message may forever change how you view aging. But before we go on, make sure you're subscribed and tap that bell icon so you never miss any vital health advice made to help you stay active, confident, and free. And if this message resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If there's something we can do better, type 0. Your input helps us serve you even better. Now that you see how critical this hidden factor really is, let's dive into one of the most silent but dangerous threats facing older adults. A quiet epidemic that slowly drains your strength, dulls your senses, and cuts your life short. It's the slow disconnection from physical pleasure. Yes, physical pleasure. The touch, intimacy, and connection that make life feel full and vibrant. As I sit with men and women in their 70s and 80s, I often see something unspoken in their eyes. A quiet sorrow. A feeling that life has become colder, smaller, less alive. Over the years, I've come to see this pattern again and again. A subtle loss of connection to the body, to the very sensations that once made people feel young and deeply human. But here's the twist. Nobody talks about it. Because society planted a toxic idea that touch, desire, and intimacy belong only to the young. That after a certain birthday, you're supposed to quietly shut the door on that part of yourself. Not many seniors believe it. They back away, not because they want to, but because they think it's shameful, inappropriate, or simply not an option anymore. Some withdraw after losing a partner, others because of physical changes, and some because they were never told the truth. And the truth is this: maintaining physical pleasure isn't just nice to have. It's essential for your health. You see, without regular stimulation, blood flow slows. Nerve pathways linked to joy and intimacy begin to weaken. Hormones fall out of balance. And the result is a quiet, cascading decline, not just in sex drive, but in energy, mood, sleep, and even your immune system. Little by little, the spark fades, not because of disease, but because the engine of vitality was left idle too long. I've seen this play out over and over. Wonderful, vibrant people lose their shine, not because of heart attacks or cancer, but because they disconnected from what made them feel alive in the first place. Let me be clear. Physical pleasure, whether shared with a partner or experienced alone, is one of the deepest sources of human vitality. To lose it due to shame or silence isn't just sad. It's tragic. It doesn't just rob joy. It can steal years off your life. But there is hope. You can reconnect. You can rediscover those long-lost sensations. You can reignite a level of health, memory, and emotional strength that you may have thought was gone forever. And believe me, this isn't just about pleasure. It's about protecting your heart, your brain, and your independence. So stay with me, because what I'm about to share might completely reshape the way you think about aging, vitality, and what it really means to grow older well. And if you're still watching and this message hits home, go ahead and type 1 in the comments. That tells me you're with me on this journey. Now, let's keep going. Because what comes next is the part most people never hear, but absolutely need to. Why masturbation after 60 might be the most underrated key to longevity. For years, I watched something subtle but powerful in my patients who stayed connected to their bodies well into their senior years. One truth kept rising to the surface: maintaining physical pleasure, even through solo touch, isn't just a side benefit of healthy aging. It's a cornerstone of it. Yes, I know, in many cultures, we've been taught to approach this topic with discomfort, silence, even shame. But your biology? It couldn't care less about social taboos. Because the science tells a much bolder story. After 60, the body naturally begins to slow. Blood circulation weakens, hormone levels dip, muscles lose tone, nerves fire less efficiently. But regular solo sexual activity, masturbation, can actually counteract a surprising number of these declines. When a senior engages in self-pleasure, even without a partner, something remarkable happens. Blood rushes to the brain, heart, and limbs, fueling tissues that might otherwise start to wither. Endorphins are released, melting away stress and improving sleep. Testosterone gets a modest boost, which supports muscle strength, bone health, and emotional resilience. These are not minor side effects. These are core pillars of healthy, vibrant aging, and it doesn't stop there. Modern neuroscience has revealed something even more stunning. Sexual pleasure lights up multiple areas of the brain at once: memory centers, emotional circuits, problem-solving regions. This keeps the brain sharp, connected, alive. In fact, I've seen it myself. Patients who continue solo intimacy well into their 60s, 70s, and beyond often show better clarity, more creativity, and a deeper sense of joy than those who've disconnected from that part of themselves. But here's the deeper truth: masturbation after 60 isn't just about biology. It's about self-acceptance. It's about telling your body, you still matter. You still deserve care. You're still capable of feeling deeply alive. And that shift, that quiet, emotional reclaiming, often triggers ripple effects: better eating habits, a renewed interest in life, a spark to move again, engage again, live again. When people ask me, isn't it too late to reawaken this side of myself? I look them in the eye and say, it's never too late. Your body may take more time now. It may need gentler effort, but the potential for joy, release, and connection still lives inside you. And it's more powerful than you think. So why, if the benefits are so undeniable, do so many seniors lose this connection? The answer lies in a mess of myths, quiet, painful misunderstandings that rob people of one of their greatest tools for lifelong vitality. And that's exactly what we're going to uncover next. Common misconceptions that steal seniors' vitality. Stay with me. This next part might just shatter the story you've been told about aging and give you back something you thought was gone for good. Over the years in my practice, I've watched countless vibrant, intelligent seniors slowly lose their spark, not because of disease or age alone, but because of quiet, creeping misconceptions that chip away at their energy and joy. Most don't even realize what's happening until one day they look in the mirror and feel like a faded version of who they used to be. These myths aren't just harmless misunderstandings. They're silent thieves, False beliefs that convince older adults to give up one of the most powerful sources of lifelong health. Pleasure. Let's unpack them, one by one. Misconception number 1. I'm too old for that. I can't tell you how many times I've heard this, usually with a half laugh and a hint of sadness in the eyes. There's a common idea that physical pleasure, intimacy, and connection somehow expire with age. But here's the truth. Your body's need for touch, affection, and release doesn't vanish. It simply evolves, letting go of this part of yourself because you think it doesn't matter. Anymore is like living in a house, but never turning on the lights. Sure, you'll get by, but you'll miss the warmth, the beauty, the aliveness that makes life worth living. Misconception number 2. Doing it alone is shameful. This belief runs deep, especially for those who grew up in strict or conservative households. For decades, self-pleasure was painted as sinful or embarrassing. But let me say this clearly, with kindness and conviction. Caring for your body is not shameful. It's sacred. Tuning into your own needs, giving yourself affection and release, is an act of self-respect. It's not just about desire. It's about honoring your health, your soul, and the body that's carried you this far. Misconception number 3. Saving sexual energy makes me stronger. This one is especially sneaky. Some believe that avoiding sexual activity somehow preserves energy or vitality, like hoarding coins in a jar. But biologically, the opposite is true. Just like muscles shrink from disuse, the body's pleasure systems fade when ignored. Regular sexual activity, even solo, keeps hormones flowing, blood moving, and tissues healthy. It keeps you young, alive, and connected to yourself in the most vital ways. Bonus myth. Sexual health and physical health are two separate things. They're not even close. The two are deeply intertwined. When you nourish one, the other flourishes. Ignore one, and both begin to decline. Your emotional, mental, and physical health are intimately tied to your sense of pleasure, touch, and connection. Understanding these myths is the first step to reclaiming your energy and your spark. But awareness alone isn't enough. Need a clear, gentle, and practical way to reconnect with your body in a way that feels safe, natural, and empowering. And that's exactly what we're about to explore next, if you're still here and you found something meaningful. In this, type the number 1 in the comments to let me know you're walking this journey with me. Now let's take the next step together and uncover the powerful lessons waiting in the next point. Asterisk, when I first began helping seniors reconnect with their bodies, I quickly realized encouragement alone wasn't enough. What they truly needed wasn't vague advice or hopeful words. They needed a roadmap, a real, structured process they could follow confidently. And that's how the restoration method came to life. It's a gentle, step-by-step approach specifically crafted for the aging body, honoring its changes while reigniting the deep, often forgotten connection between body and mind. Step 1. Prepare the space before anything else. Set up a space that feels safe, calm, and free of interruption. That could be a warm room, your favorite chair, or a supportive bed. Adjust the lighting. Use soft textures. Have a high-quality lubricant nearby. These small details matter. They signal something powerful to your brain. This time is for me. I'm worth this care. Step 2. Relax the body. This isn't a task to rush through. It's not a chore. It's a ritual. Start by taking deep, slow breaths. Let your shoulders drop. Soften your muscles. Feel the tension melt away, piece by piece, like grains of sand slipping through your fingers. This act of slowing down, of being present, often unlocks sensations many people thought were long gone. Step 3. Awaken forgotten areas, gently. Begin to explore areas of your body that you may have ignored for years. The inner thighs, lower belly, chest, even your neck and arms. Touch these areas lightly and curiously, without judgment or expectation. Notice your body's responses, even the smallest tingles or shifts. These are signs that life is still moving through you. That connection is still there, waiting. Step 4. Mindful stimulation. Now, slowly and without pressure, begin to introduce more direct touch. Let arousal build at its own pace. There's no need to rush or force anything. Use slow, intentional movements. Often, when we move with awareness instead of urgency, the sensations become deeper, richer, more fulfilling. This process isn't about reaching a goal. It's about rediscovering what it feels like to be alive in your body again. Step 5. Integration. When you're ready, pause, breathe, and thank yourself. Yes, thank yourself for taking this time, for choosing your health, for remembering your own worth. No matter how subtle or intense the sensations were, that act of self-connection, that moment of presence, plants the seed for true healing. Because this method isn't about chasing the past. It's about embracing who you are right now, with all the wisdom, strength, and gentleness that come with age. And once you feel even the faintest spark of reconnection, you'll understand just how much vitality still lives inside you. But of course, even with the best method, the road isn't always smooth. Many seniors get derailed by common challenges that can slow or even stop their progress altogether. And in the next section, I'll walk you through those pitfalls and how to overcome them, so you can stay on track and fully reclaim your vitality. Next up, overcoming challenges, what to expect and how to succeed. When doubt creeps in, that quiet inner voice whispering, "This is silly," or "I shouldn't need this," don't shut it down with shame. Instead, meet it with kindness. Gently remind yourself, seeking pleasure isn't selfish or foolish. It's an act of respect, a way of honoring this incredible body that's carried you through decades. A body that still breathes, still feels, still deserves love and care. Yes, these hurdles can feel challenging, but overcoming them, it's more than worth it. Every moment you choose patience over pressure, every time you offer your body compassion instead of criticism, you're not just strengthening your central health, you're building emotional resilience and personal power. And as confidence returns, slowly, naturally, you may feel a readiness for something even deeper, a full restoration, a brighter, stronger version of yourself, made possible by one simple yet life-changing system, created specifically for this stage of life. Because what comes next could spark the greatest transformation you've ever known. Asterisk, as we close this journey, I want to leave you with one truth that cuts through all the noise. Your body, your health, and your right to feel joy do not expire with age. They shift, they evolve, but they do not disappear. Reclaiming your sensual self isn't about chasing after lost youth. It's about fully embracing the life that still pulses within you, the wisdom you've earned, the strength that's carried you through every storm, and the fire that still quietly burns beneath the surface. I've witnessed it. Men and women in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, rediscovering sensations they thought had faded forever. And with that rediscovery came something even more beautiful: confidence, vitality, joy, and a renewed sense of purpose. You deserve that too. And it all starts with one choice: the choice to believe that you're still capable, still deserving, and still vibrantly alive. Start small. Be patient. Treat yourself with the gentleness you've always offered others. Because every step you take to reconnect with your body is a step toward a future that isn't just about living longer, but living better, deeper, more fully. Your story isn't over. In fact, the next chapter might just be the one where you come alive in ways you never expected. So take the pen. Choose strength. Choose dignity. And most of all, choose to thrive.